Woo da dee da doo doo da doo da dee da da dee da doo da dee doo da doo da dee da dee doo da doo dee da doo da dee da doo da day. Woo da dee da day da da dee da dee doo da doo doo da dee day da da dee da doo day.
Ooh, hello. Hi, it's happened to me again. Ay, ay, ay. Woo. The camera just started filming again. It just suddenly counted down and suddenly was filming again. Oh, where am I going to look? I think I'm going to look down there. Let me see. That looks right. Yeah. Anyway, hello. Hello, everyone. Hello, world. Hello, everyone listening sometime in your now moment. Yay. Oh, wow. I really was thrown into it again there. Maybe this is a thing that the universe and God source wants to give me these days. Maybe they want me to experience all these things happening to me where I'm not in control, you know? Maybe it's just helping me to to remember that I just have to be taking things on the spur of the moment, just, you know, be 100% surrendered to the now, which I am. At least I'm now at this moment. Yeah, anyway, the thing is, we so what's going on? Woo! I think a lot of energy wants to come out of me. Anyway, so yeah, we should ideally be surrendered to the now. Yeah, anyway, I'm just filming here in the now and I'm just being spontaneous. And the thing was, I wasn't ready to start filming really, but maybe God source thought I was ready. I think so. I think God source knew I was ready because I'm just ready. I was just in the now anyway, and I'm always in the now anyway. But anyway, I was actually present in the now. I was fully present now. I was actually improvising. Just some seconds before this filming started, I just made a little impro, and I can't even remember what it was now. But that's the thing. I don't always remember everything that I'm making in each now moment. I'm improvising. I'm making little songs here and there when I'm on my own, for example, and I don't always remember them. If I don't get to record them while I'm making them or right after I've made them when they are fresh in my mind, if I don't get to record them, then sometimes I forget about them. So they were just entertaining for me in a way. I don't always get to preserve it or sorry, how shall I say it? I don't always get to, you know, look after it all for the future, to put it like that, to save it all on a recording. But anyway, and whether we get to save things or not for recording or not, they are still valuable, you know? They're all precious, valuable things in the now. Whatever we experience in the now, whether we are filming ourselves or not, you know, it's still valid. You know, it's like if you don't write something on Facebook, you know, it still is valid. You know, it still is happening. After Facebook came into the world, it was like, it seemed like, oh, if you haven't done it on Facebook, if you haven't written a greeting on Facebook, oh, it's, you know, it was coming across to some people, I think, as if you haven't done it then, or like it's not valid in a way. But that's not how it is, you know. You don't have to write all kinds of greetings or do all kinds of stuff that you can do on Facebook, you know. Like if someone has a birthday, why don't you just call them instead? Anyway, I prefer actually calling people or writing them a private greeting or sending them something in the post. I mean, compared to writing something on Facebook, and I actually seldom write to people on their walls on Facebook because everyone can see that. And what's the point of that in a way? I do that sometimes, but I mean, we don't really need to do that. And I prefer not doing that because I think it's better when you're sending someone a private greeting or you're calling them. And the best thing I think is if you can't meet someone in person, like some family members on their birthday, it's best to call them. I usually call my family members and very close people to me on their birthdays if I can't see them directly face to face. Yeah, I usually call them because I think that's much better to have a proper call and talk with them. I mean, have a proper chat with them and talk with them than congratulating them on a little greeting on Facebook. I think it's very impersonal. And the thing is that I don't really like much about that thing about doing it on the wall. I don't mind sometimes if it's just a little greeting, but especially if you're writing something very personal, I would rather not do that. I would prefer also for people not to do that for me because I think it's a bit strange when you're writing something. I mean, when people are writing something very personal to one individual as a private greeting to that special someone, or whoever is, I mean, someone like a friend, you know, and then everyone that are their Facebook friends can actually read it. You know, if you post something on their wall. Anyway, it wasn't. I wasn't even thinking of saying this. It's the thing is, I'm just getting into all these things that's just popping into my head, and now that's the thing. It's in a way a crazy thing that can happen in the now. But it's not crazy. Anyway, the thing is that you never know what's going to happen in the now, at least not in my life and in my experience. And when I'm just being in the now. Anyway, what I was going to say, that's the thing. Yeah, I was going to say this thing. So the thing is, I was fully present in the now. And that's the thing, that when you're fully present in the now, you never know what's going to happen. At least if you are open to continuing being in the now. I mean, continuing being in the now. I said it right. Yeah. If you're just open to continuously being in the now and going with the flow, you never knowing. I mean, you never know what's going to happen. Anyway, I was thinking of saying something, and I can't even remember it all now. There's so much going on. Anyway, I'm just in this now. I'm in my own now. You could say, you could say it like that. I'm in my own now. Anyway, I just really want to say that my recording is going well. So let me check it out. Okay, yeah. So there's no warning about so and so much time left or something like that. So that's good. By the way, it is really dark here, but it's because it's quite late in the evening. It's 23:48 there. I just turned that some seconds ago. Yeah, when I looked down the clock, it was 23:47, and then about a second later, it turned into 23:48. Anyway, I'm just here in the now anyway, and it's the 21st of March, by the way, in the calendar system that I'm using. Yeah, in the calendar system that I'm using here in Norway now, it's the 21st of March, 2025. Day. Yeah. Yeah, so it's 23:48. Yeah, so it's close to midnight, just some minutes away from midnight. Anyway, so what have I got to tell you? Well, I could tell you I've been to the hairdresser today, and if you're noticing anything unusual, it's to do with that maybe. Because you might be noticing something here, because I've dyed my hair. And there's this little area up here, and also around the sides. Don't think you can see the sides. No. But yeah, anyway, there are some areas around my face where there's still some dye color left, because you can't get rid of it all in the beginning. You have to wash your hair sometimes before you get rid of it all. Some excess color, to put it like that. But yeah, anyway, that's the thing. But anyway, I just have a feeling there was something I was going to say, but maybe I've said it all, what I was going to say. Anyway, so the thing is, I was going to explain about the filming situation. So yeah, so I wanted to make a film. So I was just preparing the camera. That was the thing. I was just preparing this camera. I had decided just soon before I started filming that I was gonna make a little impro film like this. Yeah, the kind of film I'm making. So I'm doing the right thing here. I had decided on doing this. I was just gonna be in the now. It's just gonna be me in the now. It's just gonna be in the now and be me in the now. That's what I'm doing here. Yay. So yeah, I was gonna do that, but then before I was finished preparing the camera, I just put the camera away. I mean, I just set up the camera. I just left it in front of me. The camera I'm using, it's a mobile phone camera. And I just left it. By the way, I've got a computer here in front of me, and that's giving off a little bit of light, I believe. Yeah, anyway, so I just left the camera all by itself, and it was about a second after that, suddenly the camera on the phone I'm using for filming this, it just started counting down, and suddenly the recording was on, and I could not do anything about it apart from stopping it if I wanted to. But because I was already planning on filming, I thought I could just as well do it, and it does look okay actually. Yeah, it looks like everything is okay. It looks like, you know, I've got enough distance and stuff like that. By the way, I can't see myself so well, so I'll put on my glasses for a little bit to have a little check out. Yeah, let me see. Okay. Yeah, I think everything looks fine. It's just that it's a really dark film. You could call it a night impro this, but it's not night in the sense that it's my night time for sleeping, because I wasn't planning on going to bed yet, but I am going to bed. Well, I mean, I should go to bed in not so long. Yeah, but I don't like it when I get these lights that are coming into my glasses, so I'll remove them. So I have to film now without seeing myself clearly, because now when I'm looking at myself on the camera on the phone I'm using for filming this, I can't see myself clearly. But by the way, I shouldn't look much there. I I mean, most of the time I should look to the left because then it looks like I'm looking at your eyes. I mean, when you're looking into the camera, it looks like I'm looking into your eyes, if you know what I mean. It looks like we're getting eye contact, you know, if I look straight into the camera lens. And that's what I want to do most of the time. I don't always remember about it though, so I'm sorry about that. Anyway, let me just calm down a bit. I'm just having to breathe a bit extra, I feel. Yeah, because I've been chatting so much and I've been so quick. So it's just been a bit crazy in a way. Anyway, I also was thinking, by the way, I haven't been planning properly. I mean, how should I put it? So the thing is, I haven't really been planning this film. I mean, planning the content of it because I just wanted to be in the now. I wanted to make a film where I was just being in the now. And the point for me is that when I'm being in the now, I mean, one of the main points for these kind of films is that when I'm being in the now, I'm just going with the flow. So I haven't planned, and I don't plan for films like that, what I'm going to say. I haven't planned, I'm going to say this and that and so on. But I've had some ideas all around, like, not money though, but just some minutes before I started this filming, I had an idea. When I was thinking of making a film like this, I had an idea of something I could say. And I just thought out some seconds ago. And what was that again? There was something I was thinking I could say to you all. Oh, yeah. I thought I could explain a little bit about my situation with how I look. I don't know if you can see it, but in my view, I look tired. So that's one thing I could have told you in that I thought about. That I thought about in advance that I could have told you, and that I've now just told you. Anyway, so yeah, I do look tired. So that's one thing. But anyway. Another thing is that well, maybe you can't see it, but I have actually cried. I've had a lot of times of crying tears this last day, and I thought I could have told you a little bit to do that. I don't have to tell you anything like this, but anyway, I'll tell you now that I've been reminded about it again, this issue. So yeah, I've sometimes been emotional this last day. Also, I can tell you that in the last video I made for you, like this in the last recording, well, how should I put it? Actually, it was 3 recordings I did soon after each other. It was last night, but I mean in those, and they're going to be put together and become one YouTube video. But anyway, in those videos that I recorded, I was what was I going to say? I'm sorry, I forgot it now. What was I going to say about those videos? Something I did in those videos. Oh yeah, I was often very bubbly, and I'm still often very bubbly tonight here in this situation where I'm filming now. But I just wanted you, well, this is one of the things I thought about earlier on today, actually many hours ago, when I was thinking of the possibility of making a film tonight. I was thinking of this many hours ago, actually. Yeah, many hours ago. I think it was many hours ago. Anyway, a long time ago. I was thinking that if I make if I make a YouTube video tonight like this, I was thinking I could tell you all that I thought about it this evening, I think, by the way, and maybe not many hours ago, but I think it was some hours ago. Anyway, I was thinking to myself that I could tell you that when you're going through a situation when you're grieving over something, then it can vary, you know, it can vary how you're feeling, and you can have moments and times when you are sad and are emotional and are crying, you know, but then because a grieving process is a process that kind of goes up and down, and it goes in waves. It can go in waves how you're feeling anyway through a period like that. Because of that, then sometimes you'll just feel quite normal, or you can feel very happy and bubbly and things like that. So it can vary how you're feeling. So I was just thinking I could have said some of that, and now I've said some of that. But anyway, the point is, when it comes to me mentioning the topic of grieving, is that, yeah, I got some sad news. I got some sad news a couple of days ago. Yeah, I don't want to go into all that, but anyway, that's basically the facts. I got some sad news. Yeah, I got some sad news this week. And that has affected my life, and it has affected different things. But like I said, when you're in a grieving process, things are going up and down. So you're not always going to be feeling sad or emotional, things like that. Also, another reason, as you can probably guess, one of the reasons why I've been emotional this last day, as I said a little while ago that I've been this day, is of course that I've lost. Well, I didn't say I've lost, but I have lost. I have lost someone. Yeah. So it's of course it's to do with that. That's one of the reasons. But tonight I've actually also been emotional to do with something else, and um, yeah, I don't want to get into all that either. But anyway, the thing is, sometimes we are having a situation where we're missing something in our life, or we're missing someone or some people in our life, or lives. Yeah, lives, I should say. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not always talking perfect English. But anyway, sometimes we're missing someone or some people, and we might also be missing something, or missing some kind of situation or something going on. There's lots of stuff we can be missing, and lots of type of people we can be missing. There are lots of things that can happen that make you feel like you're missing something or someone or some people, and that's not always easy to go through. But anyway, the thing is, one of the things I was actually doing on purpose earlier on, some minutes ago, when I was in the bathroom, when I was thinking to myself that I felt like, when I noticed, I felt like making a video like this soon. And I was thinking to myself, oh, just do it or something like that. Around that same time, and I was looking at myself in the mirror, I was thinking to myself, when I could see myself on my eyes that I've been crying tonight, I could see that I was having traces of that on my face. It was possible for me to see it on myself that I've been crying. And also, I'm dark under my eyes in my view. So yeah, I had things like that going on where I looked tired and I looked as if I'd been crying in my own view. And I thought to myself that I wasn't going to be putting on extra makeup or anything like that. I was just fiddling a bit with my eyes, but not with any makeup. It's just that I was just using my fingers a little bit to sort something out, and I was just removing some mascara thingy that was lying on my eyes loose, some loose makeup. Yeah, it's 23:59 here now, by the way. But yeah, so the point is, I decided I was actually going to be really raw and unpolished. I've got a channel that's called Ruth Christine Shining My Light Raw and Unpolished. And one of the main points with that title, Raw and Unpolished, that expression inside of my title, sorry. Yeah, that expression inside of my title of my channel. One of the points of it was that I wanted to keep my recordings the way they were, and I didn't want to edit my recordings. Like if I sang a song on an audio recording, I didn't want to be editing that song afterwards, but I wanted to present with you. I wanted to present you with the original recording. Oh, it's gone to midnight now. Just seeing, it's become midnight now. Yeah, but anyway, so yeah, I wanted to do that, and I've been doing that. I've never used editing program to try to polish my recordings and make them sound different, or added instruments to them belated or something like that. I've never done anything like that. But what I've done is sometimes when I've made a shorts video or something like that, when, for example, by accident, not everything I've said has come into the recording because I've not said it in time before the shorts filming was over. The thing is, if you're using that YouTube app that I'm using sometimes to make shorts videos, you can only have so and so many seconds of filming going on, like 15 seconds. In some cases, in one case, if you click on one of the options, you're having 15 seconds available. So if you're not managing to say everything before that time is over, which can happen and has happened to me, like with me saying something like 1 second too late, like the last part of a word or something like that, then it can sound, when you're listening back to it, as if, oh, something is missing, So then sometimes, to make it not sound so strange, I've sometimes edited it in the way that I've cut away the last bit. Like if I'd started on a new sentence or something extra that wasn't finished because you didn't get to hear the whole thing of it, then I've sometimes cut out that last bit, like this new sentence that I started on, so that people wouldn't hear just half a sentence. I hope you know what I mean. But anyway, so I've done things like that. But most of the time, anyway, everything I've published is raw and unpolished. And also, I've been trying to showing people that you don't have to always look perfect either. But I do kind of have a polished look in a way sometimes, because I do sometimes wear makeup, and in a way that's something you could call to be polished, but it's not necessarily a polished look, but it's a different look than my natural look anyway, because I'm not 100% showing my natural look, but I'm okay with that. I don't see it as anything wrong to use makeup or dye your hair or something like that if you want to do that, because it's a part of creating your own impression that you want to give of yourself to the world. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to create your own reality, and also your own look and your own image if you want to create an image, you know. Anyway, you can just create your own expression. That's basically what it is. Yeah, we are expressing ourselves, you know, and we are creative, and we are deciding how we're going to express ourselves to the world, and I'm allowed to do that. We're all allowed to do that, you know. So if I want to wear makeup, I can do that. I don't always wear makeup. I wear makeup now and then. And I've made a long Norwegian film that I made many months ago, by the way, but I've made a long one about makeup, actually. I know, not only about makeup, sorry, but one where parts, at least one part, maybe there's just one part, but at least one part of the film is about me wearing makeup. I mean, is about me talking about the topic of makeup. Sorry, not just about wearing makeup, because I'm talking about how I'm sometimes wearing how I'm sometimes wearing makeup and how I'm sometimes not wearing makeup. And I've showed myself also without makeup on YouTube. I've done that on purpose. I mean, I've not, how should I put it? I'm not shied away from that, to put it like that. Yeah, I've showed myself both ways, because I think it's important to be able to do that, and I recommend everyone to do that. I mean, sorry, I got it out wrong there. What I mean is, I got it out wrongly. Sorry about that. Anyway, sorry. I'm not always talking perfect English, by the way, and I'm perfectly imperfect in many ways. But anyway, I'm just going to try to get myself out here. I'm just going to try to get my points across here when it comes to this thing about not wearing makeup and wearing makeup. So I'm okay with both things, and I think both things are okay. And I think that if you want to wear makeup, that's fine. If you don't want to wear makeup, that's fine. Both things are beautiful. Do you see what I'm saying? We are all beautiful, just the way we are, the way we are created. And in our natural beauty, we are very beautiful. And I actually find the natural beauty to be the most beautiful. If I have to pick a side, if you know what I mean, at least in one way, that's the most beautiful thing. And that it's just very, very unique anyway. And it's something that you can't replace, you know. There's just nothing that can beat it. So in that way, I think natural beauty is the best thing. In a way, anyway. Anyway, it's complicated matters in a way. But anyway, in a way, that's the best thing, I think. But it doesn't have to be that you have to be living like that. You don't have to. If you think that's the best thing, or you see it like the most beautiful thing, that doesn't mean that you also have to be wearing no makeup and show your natural beauty all the time. But if you want to show your natural beauty all the time, you can. But me, for example, sometimes I'm looking very tired. And those days, if I'm going to go out and about, I do prefer to put on some, what do you call it again? Sorry, I've lost it now. Conditioner. No, sorry. No, foundational cream, you know. What do you call it again? I've totally lost it, sorry. But anyway, you know, those foundation creams that you put on. Yeah, I think you know what I mean. Anyway, I prefer to put that on because it often makes me look less tired. And sometimes I'm not wearing eye makeup like mascara, but sometimes I am. And these last weeks and months, I've often worn makeup. And yes, it's been happening usually several times a week. I think it's always happened several times a week, and often daily, that I've used makeup for a long time now. So it has increased because there was a while, some months ago, like maybe last summer and spring last year, I wasn't wearing makeup that often. But anyway, I can change, and we can all change, and we can change how we do things, and we can have different periods in our life. like if we want to, we can have a period without makeup, and then another time we can have a period with makeup, and we can have a period with both. You know, we can just vary with things like that. Whatever we want to do, we can do it, and whatever clothing style we can have that. You know, we are free. We've got free will, and we're free to do whatever we want to do. Anyway, I'm just chatting away, and I hope you don't mind any of this. Hey, I hope you don't mind me just chatting away. Well, you shouldn't, because it shouldn't be a problem to you, because I'm just being mean. I'm free to be mean. You're free to be you, and you are also free to stop watching me if you're not finding this interesting. But yeah, so back to this thing about makeup. So what I was going to say, what was it again? It was something to do with that thing about makeup. Oh yeah, so in a way, I also find that, how should I put it? Well, in a way, it can be best to wear makeup in a way, but how should I put it? Like, I think that in a way, sometimes it can be best in a way. At least it can show yourself and your beauty in a different way. What I find is that makeup can, in some cases, I'm not saying in all cases, it can enhance people's beauty, and it can show their beauty more off, to put it like that. I think that makeup often can just kind of enlarge the beauty, to put it like that. It can kind of show off the beauty anyway. So in a way, it's just like, you know, just expanding on what you've been given by God, you know, what you've been given in your natural beauty. You know, it's just about showing it off in a way. But I think it depends on how you do it, because I think some people are putting on more makeup than is good or ideal for their looks. I mean, they're not actually making themselves look better or coming off in a very good way, if you know what I mean. Because I think some kind of makeup is just so dramatic or so much that it just looks like it's too much. And it's especially to do with recognizing someone, because I think if you're gonna wear makeup or put makeup on someone else, it should be done in such a way that it makes people get across their beauty that they're already got, their natural beauty, you know, that it makes it that it kind of emphasizes it, you know, that you can say that that it enhances their beauty. I don't think it's good if someone is wearing so much makeup that you're actually starting to wonder, who is this? You know, do I know you? Do you know what I mean? You know, you can't recognize people anymore because they're looking so different that they're not looking like themselves anymore. I think that's not good. I think people should make sure they still look like themselves, if you know what I mean. Like, they don't look extremely different from how they normally look without makeup. It should be possible for people to see who you are, you know? So yeah, anyway, that's one of my thoughts. That's some of my thoughts. That's some of my spontaneous thoughts here and now on the topic of makeup. But I wasn't planning on talking about this. But that's the thing, you see. Like I've said many times before, you never know. You never know what's gonna happen in the now. Anyway, I'm just chatting away, and you never know what's gonna happen in the now. No, you don't know. You just don't know. At least not if you're like me, treating the now like I do now, when I'm just going with the flow. You know what I mean? The way I'm doing it now is I'm just fully present in the now. Woo! And I'm just letting myself be me in the now, because I'm here to be. I'm just here to be, and I'm here to be me, and I'm here to be free. So I'm allowing myself to be free and to just chat away and just be me in the now. I actually think that I need to get this, how should I put it? I need to get the camera higher up. That's the thing. I need to get the camera higher up. Yeah, like that. Yeah, so ideally I should have had a book, an extra book under this camera setup. Sorry. Oops, sorry about that. I lost the phone a little bit. Oops, sorry about that. Yeah. Let me see. Are we going to keep it like this? It's a bit different now. Anyway, yeah, I'll just keep it like that. But anyway, so the point is, when you're in the now, if you're just going with the flow and you're just allowing yourself to be free and go with the flow, like I'm doing now, then you never know what's going to happen. That's one of the interesting things and one of the cool things about being in the now. And I'm here to be in the now and be in the unknown, and I'm here to create unknown things. I'm creating something that's never happened before, something that's new, something that's different. I'm creating some unknown thing, you know? I mean, I'm creating something that doesn't exist from before. This video I'm creating now, it's totally new. It's something fresh, it's something new. It's never happened before that I've created a video like this, and each video I'm making is unique, and I'm just going with the flow, and I'm just here in the now moment, and I'm just creating a unique video. I mean, a totally unique video. A totally unique video. I'm sorry, I'm not always looking into the camera, I don't think, but I'm looking towards the camera now and then, like now, so hopefully it looks like I'm looking straight at you then, you know? Yeah, but how do I look? Do I look very tired? Hopefully not. But anyway, so like I was saying, I was thinking I wasn't gonna put on extra makeup or some of that, so I might be looking really tired, but it's okay. It's not the end of the world, you know, if I look a bit tired in some of my videos, or very tired in one or two videos. Like some days ago, I posted a video where I was looking very tired, and I was just looking very tired that day anyway, and that was to do with lack of sleep, because I'd woken up in the middle of the night and I hadn't had enough sleep, and I've spoken about in that video. But yeah, I decided I was just going to film myself anyway, because I was interested in doing a recording of an improvisation, a song improvisation, and I was wondering, shall I just do an audio recording or shall I do a video recording? And I decided to do a video recording, and I published it some days ago, and that's had gradually more and more viewers. Views. So more and more viewers have gradually watched that video I've seen. Last time I checked, I think it was 41 people who'd watched it, so that's really nice. So I guess that they didn't mind me looking very tired then. In my own view anyway, I looked very tired. Maybe they didn't think I looked, maybe people who have watched it haven't thought I've looked very tired. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just here now. I'm not always talking perfectly English or having perfectly stuff, you know. I mean, things aren't perfect. Things aren't perfect in my situation. But I'm perfectly imperfect, like I've said in some videos already. And I can be messy, but still magical, yeah? And you too, you can be messy, but still magical, yeah? My life is a bit messy right now, because actually I shouldn't be talking this late. It's past midnight. It's 13 minutes past midnight now. I mean, I shouldn't ideally be filming this late, and I wasn't going to make a long film. I was just going to make a little one. And that was my plan. But the thing is, things don't always go after plan, especially with me when I'm just here in the now. But I have to go with the flow, and I have to go with the resonance. I have to go with what I'm feeling. I have to go with the frequencies and what I'm feeling, you know. I have to go with the feeling of things. So if I feel like I'm enjoying this and I'm having a good time and this is feeling good for me, and I want to hold out a bit longer and some minutes longer than planned, or many minutes longer than planned, you know, it's possible I can do that. But I also have to do it without limits, if you know what I mean. No, sorry, within limits, sorry. Within limits, sorry. Because, you know, I also have to think about my body. And I actually am very tired. I haven't had enough sleep lately. And also I'm going to have to get up tomorrow in a good time, because I'm getting a visitor. Not late in the day, but in the morning actually. So yeah, I've got things like to deal with. So I can't be extremely late in bed this night. And the last 2 nights I've been in bed extremely late. So it hasn't been good for me. So I'm a bit sleep deprived, I would say. I think I am, yeah. Yeah, so I need to go to bed not so long. But I'm going to have an evening meal not so long. And sleep after I've had some time to eat and relax. Yeah. Just checking myself out there. Yeah, but yeah, I think I do look tired, but it's okay. Anyway, so basically I was thinking in the bathroom before I started this filming, some minutes before I started this filming, when I had decided, I felt like, when I'd noticed, I felt like making a video soon, and I decided I wanted to do it soon. Well, I decided as well, like I was saying, that I wasn't going to put on extra makeup. I didn't put on extra thingy under here. What do you call it? Some extra foundation cream or whatever to call it. You know, that kind of thing. Sorry, I can't think of the right word for it. But anyway, yeah, I wasn't going to put on something like that, or extra mascara or anything like that, after having cried. And my mascara didn't look perfect on my eyes. I thought in a way that it didn't all look perfect. Can I see it now? I don't know. And I think I look very dark under there, for example. Yeah, so anyway, basically I'm just thinking that I'm not looking perfect. No, I'm not looking perfect. I am not looking perfect. In my own view, I'm not looking perfect. But the thing is, we don't always have the view, I mean, the look that we find to be perfect. Like when we're walking around in the day, like if we suddenly cried for some reason, we might not feel like afterwards we look the perfect way. Uh, but it's just a natural thing. Those things happen, it's a part of life. And it's not supposed to be a situation here in life where everyone is going around looking like a model or looking like a robot or something like that. You know what I mean? I mean, we're not supposed to look like we aren't living our lives. I mean, it's not natural. We're not meant to be walking around as if we have this perfect look on ourselves, like on our faces all the time. I don't think so. I mean, it's not a natural thing. I mean, it's natural that things happen, and sometimes we maybe we look tired, or we have an accident, and we get some food around our mouth by accident while we're eating and things like that. Maybe we don't even realize it because we're eating spaghetti and we can't see that some spaghetti sauce is coming outside our mouth and things like that. And someone maybe has to tell us even. There's so much that can happen, but it's just natural, all those things, that we have accidents and things like that, and we don't always have a perfect look. And yeah, it's not a crisis. And the thing is that I think some people, they feel or think, oh, I have to look perfect all the time, or I have to have my makeup looking perfect all the time, or I have to, every time I go out, I have to wear makeup. You don't even have to wear makeup all the time. That's one of the things I've been talking about before on my channel. You don't have to, and it's really good if you're getting used to showing your natural beauty, I think. But anyway, we don't have to do this, we don't have to do that, we don't have to do anything but be who we are, and just live as who we are in our now moments. We just have to be ourselves and live in the now moments, and love ourselves. In a way, we've only got one task. It's to be and to love ourselves, because if we do that, then a lot of stuff will just come and flow from that. Yeah, hope you're understanding me here. Because if you're loving yourself, you will also feel like you got energy to love others. Do you know what I mean? I think you know what I mean. If you're looking well after yourself, you'll also have some stuff to give to others. But you need to love yourself first. Yeah, I have to tell you that to myself as well. I have to remind myself that as well, because I'm not always the best at loving myself. At least not in practical ways. Like, it's not good when I'm going to bed in the middle of the night, like 4 o'clock or something like that. That's not good. That's not me giving myself enough self-care. So yeah, I have to get better with that in general, because I don't always give myself enough sleep, or sleep at the right time. So I'm just being honest here. Yeah, I really have to get better with that. Yeah, I do. Yeah, but all in all, I'm doing quite well. And when it comes to loving myself these days, I believe well, I should put it, yeah, I believe that. Yeah, all in all. And I'm still on a journey, though. I'm in a process. I'm not perfect, like I said, So yeah, I can still get better with loving myself. I can still get better at loving myself. I can get better at how many? Oh wow, it talked for over half an hour. Anyway, yeah, I can still get better at loving myself. I can get better at showing myself self-care and looking after myself. I can still improve. I've still got potential for improving in my life, and I think we all do. And I think we can just keep on improving. But yeah, I didn't want to be putting on extra makeup, because I thought this time I could also do that thing that I've got in my title of my channel, that expression raw and polished. I could also do that as something to do with my makeup. I mean, I was basically thinking that I could also act on that expression to do with my looks. That's what I was meaning. So, just show you a raw and polished look. So just allow myself to look tired, and have my eyes the way they were when I've been crying tears now and then during the evening. And I was knowing that people could maybe see it. I mean, I knew there was a chance that people could notice it, that I've been crying, by me showing myself the way I was thinking I could show myself. But so what? You know, it's not a problem if people see that I cried. It's a part of life, and we should be more open about things like that, I think. And I mean, it's good here on earth if we're more open about things that aren't perfect, and when things aren't going well, or we're having a difficult time, or we're going through something sad or something like that. And also, we should just be more free and relaxed about how we look, and allow ourselves to, at least to the closest people around us, to not think, oh, we just have to look perfect all the time or something like that, but just allow ourselves to just look natural. And say if you're used to showing yourself only in makeup to the world, and you find it a big step forward to go out into the world without makeup, maybe you feel like you're not ready for that yet, maybe you feel like that's a too big step for you. Well, why don't you then start with your family first? At least show themselves, no, I mean, at least show yourself to them without makeup. You know, that's this thing you could do to try to help yourself to get used to showing more of yourself and more of the real you, because in a way that's in a way that's showing more of the real you. At least then you're showing of your natural beauty, you know, and that's a good thing to do sometimes if you're not used to that, I think. And I'm not saying everyone has to be totally without makeup and stop wearing makeup and just never wear makeup, and I'm not planning on stopping wearing makeup. And I had a while before, some years ago, where I never wore makeup actually, and I had that for I don't know how long it was. I think it was maybe a couple of years, where I well, maybe, well, sorry, it wasn't never, but it was like, it was just, it was a very, very seldom time. I think it was once a year I was wearing makeup for a couple of years. It was something like that. It was, yeah, extremely seldom that I was wearing makeup, and I just got used to showing my natural beauty to the world. I decided to do it, and I just got used to just showing my natural beauty, and that was it. I just got used to it, and I was loving myself the way I was, and I was allowing myself to just be natural in my look, you know? I mean, I was allowing myself to show myself like that, to just be without makeup. But I tried looking well after myself, and tried looking good still. I tried to, you know, look at my best still. And I used coconut oil on my face often, and I still use coconut oil on my face often. That's what I usually use every day, actually. Yeah, but I was, yeah, I was using that to look after my skin, and I wasn't wearing makeup. I wasn't wearing any makeup, like foundational cream, nothing to hide my dark skin. If I was feeling like my skin was dark under the eyes, I wasn't wearing mascara. I wasn't wearing anything on my eyebrows. But these days, I often wear a little bit of makeup on my eyebrows, and I often wear some eyeliner and some mascara. And sometimes I wear lipstick. So yeah, I do that. Plus I have that foundational cream. So I wear some basic makeup sometimes these days. Often. Not absolutely every day, but most days when I'm having a normal day, put it like that. When I'm having a day where I'm going to go out and about, or I might go out and about, or if I know that I'll probably make a YouTube film, yeah, these days I normally do wear makeup, because I've gotten used to it, to wear it often now, after gradually wearing it more and more often last year. So yeah, and that's the thing. It is. Why am I talking so much about makeup? I don't know. I wasn't planning on any of this, but anyway, that's just how it ended up with being, and it's quite an interesting topic anyway. But yeah, I could even remove all my makeup. Oh wow, maybe I should remove all my makeup in front of you now. That would be a bit dramatic. That would be a bit tough. That would be a new step for me to take, to put it like that, because I've actually never done that on a video. I've never removed my makeup on a video in front of some people before. I mean, on a video. So that would be me removing the makeup for the whole world to see. Wowdy dowdy. That would be interesting. Maybe I should do that. Yeah, I got the idea. So maybe I'll do it soon. We'll see. But at least for now, I just want to sit here chatting. I just want to sit here talking. But yeah, I'm just getting into this makeup topic for some reason. And maybe someone needs to hear something about makeup. Maybe someone needs to hear that you're beautiful without makeup. I think we are beautiful no matter whether we are wearing makeup or not. for us who are wearing makeup, usually it's just women. This, you know, so maybe there's a lot of men who's not interested in this video when they're hearing that I'm talking so much about makeup. Maybe they're stopping watching me. Maybe they've stopped watching me a long time ago. Some men that was watching me because they're thinking, oh, this is just makeup talk. I'm not interested in that, you know. I don't know. Anyway, you're all welcome. All men out there who want to watch this video, even if you're a man, you know, you can still watch this video, even if you're a man. And even if you're not interested in makeup, because maybe you can also learn something about this, because this is not just about makeup, this video, and it's not just to do with you in a way. I mean, even if you don't feel like the makeup topic is very interesting for you, you could learn from it, and maybe you could share some of my points to do with makeup to your wife or a woman, maybe a lady friend, maybe a classmate, maybe a daughter, maybe someone like that, you know, someone close to you that is a woman or a young girl, maybe a teenager, you know. I think it's very good actually when people are bold enough these days to not wear makeup, because it is so common to wear makeup, and it's so common to see people in magazines and different places where you see a lot of makeup on people, you know. But we weren't created with makeup, you know, so it's not the natural look, and it's absolutely nothing we have to do. But I was worried, kind of, maybe not worried is the right, maybe, yeah, sorry, maybe worried isn't the right word, but I was kind of worried in a way about this topic of makeup some years ago. I've got a Christian background, by the way, for those who haven't picked that up already. Yeah, but anyway, I've got a very unique situation now because I've got lots of alternative views, and I've changed my views. I've been through a spiritual awakening, and I've changed, oh, sorry, not all of my views, sorry. I wasn't clear enough there with what I said. I didn't mean that I changed all my views by saying I've changed my views. Yeah, sorry. So sorry about that, yeah. I've changed some of my views. So I've changed some of my views. I don't want to get into all that now, but yeah, I've changed some of my views. So I don't have all the same views that I used to have. So yeah, I've changed some of my views. That's happened during the last years. So I've been through a spiritual awakening, and I think many spiritual awakenings really. But anyway, I'm not an expert on all, but anyway, I've changed some views through a process I've been in. So I don't have all the same views that I used to have. And I've also got some new views, and I've got some alternative views that I didn't used to have. And I've also got some of my old views on certain topics. So it's not all new, but anyway, when I was still my old me, to put it like that, not the new version of me that I'm now, and I was interested in different topics, there was this period of time when I was quite interested in this topic of makeup for a while, and I was thinking a lot about that. So that's one of the reasons why I've got a lot to say about that topic of makeup. I believe that. Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, I believe that's one of the reasons why I'm talking. No, I mean why I've got a lot to say about the topic of makeup, because I've thought a lot about that topic. Yeah, but anyway, I was actually wondering some years ago if it was wrong to wear makeup, because I was having this Christian viewpoint, sorry, because I was looking at things from a Christian viewpoint, where I was wondering about whether it was wrong or not, or you could say sin or not. But now, when it comes to that topic of sin, I actually believe that that concept of sin was created by some human beings to create fear in us humans. Yeah, in us human beings. Yeah. So now I'm not going around worrying about that concept, if you know what I mean. But I do believe that in general, there are some things that are wrong and some things that are right. And there are good morals and bad morals. And I believe that these things, we all, as human beings, we all know it innately. Like, I believe everyone, who is of sound mind, you know, everyone who is not sick in their minds and who is just a typical human being, we all know that it's wrong to steal and kill, for example, you know? So you don't have to tell a lot of things to people, because people already know it. People often know what's good and bad, or wrong and right, and what's good morals, what's bad morals. Yeah, but anyway, back to the makeup thing. So I was wondering, is it sin to wear makeup or is it wrong to wear makeup? I had been wearing makeup already for many years when this question was something I was seriously considering for a while. So it wasn't that I'd thought about it for a long time and been thinking it was wrong. So I'd usually thought it was okay and nothing wrong. But I was influenced by things I found on YouTube actually. And I think that's what it started with, that I got across, I mean, that I came across some videos to do with makeup and not wearing makeup. So I was actually influenced by this topic from YouTube. I mean, I was influenced by this topic. I mean, to do this topic by YouTube, but I can't remember whether it started with me finding videos on YouTube that made me think a lot about that topic or not. I can't remember it all. But yeah, I was learning a lot about it, and I was finding it like, I mean, I was finding it as a difficult topic. I found it difficult to come to the right conclusion or to be sure about it, I think. But anyway, one of the things that I thought some years ago was that it wasn't a good thing to wear makeup. I became quite negative towards it because I was thinking that I should show my natural beauty because that's how God had created me. And I think I started thinking for a while, oh, it's wrong to wear makeup because then you're not showing your natural beauty. And it was like, I was thinking, I think I was basically thinking it was kind of offending God or not good towards God who had created me with my natural beauty. So I just let everything be natural, like also my hair, and I had gray hairs, and I can just be honest about that and say that. And now you can't see my gray hairs because I've dyed my hair. But anyway, I had those kind of things going on. And anyway, at some point, I decided I was just going to totally, completely stop stop wearing makeup. Yes, I decided to stop wearing makeup completely, and I decided to just show my natural beauty all the time. And I'm quite proud of myself for actually managing to do that for almost every day for 1 or 2 years. It was at least 1 year where I almost every day did it, because I think many people, they don't dare to do it. So I think I was quite bold, and I think it was good of me to do that. I think I was doing well in a way. I mean, I think I did well by doing that, if you know what I mean. Because in a way, it's a bold statement when you're just showing your natural beauty in this day and age when so many people, they're not showing their actual beauty. I mean, their natural beauty. Yeah, you could say their actual beauty. But, you know, many people, they aren't showing that at all. I mean, they're just never showing that. And at least if you're showing it sometimes, I think that's good. But anyway, if you're never showing your natural beauty to anyone, just to yourself, I don't think that's good actually. I do think it's very good when you're allowing yourself to sometimes just let your skin breathe and be fully makeup free, and also to show that that's kind of your true colors, you know. Anyway, to just show that natural look to people around you. I think that's really good when you dare to do that. I think that's very good when we all dare to do that. Some of us, most men, they just do it anyway because they're normally not wearing makeup. But anyway, I think it's very good when you're daring to show yourself without makeup. And I also have seen over the years, over the last years, sometimes there's been celebrities, famous people who who have been makeup free. And when you are 100% makeup free, but also you've looked very well after yourself, so your skin is glowing, and maybe you're wearing some nice coconut oil or something like that, and you are in a situation where you've slept well, you know, so you don't look tired and things like that. Wow, it can look so beautiful then when people are just really well kept, you know, they looked really well after themselves, they are really healthy, and they're wearing absolutely no makeup, and they're just there in their beautiful beauty of their natural beauty, you know, when they're just there in their natural beauty, you know. I want to do that one day. When I feel one day I've come to a point where I am fully rested, you know, I'm not tired at all, I'm living a healthy life, and I feel like I've had enough sleep for a while, and I'm not tired at all, and I don't look tired at all. I think on a day like that in the future, and hopefully in the near future, it can happen for me. Hopefully, will happen for me very soon. Yeah, in the near future. Then I think it would be nice to actually just be 100% makeup free and just look at my best in my natural beauty. And it's a while since I've looked at my best in my natural beauty, actually. Yeah, sorry, yeah, I can't remember when that was anyway. But anyway, yeah, and maybe I'll show show myself to the world like that one day in the near future. We'll see. Now that I've talked so much about it, maybe I'll do that. But yeah, I have seen some magazine photos of some celebrities, or at least one. I can't remember if I've seen more than one actually. Sorry, yeah, but at least one. Who was that again? I know who she is. I believe it was a lady, but can I remember her name? I think the one I'm thinking of, at least the way I remember it, that's happened to me once with this lady that I've seen her like this. But anyway, I think the one I'm thinking of now, I think is Alicia Keys. But anyway, I have seen at least one female celebrity in a very beautiful photo. There's been this very beautiful photo of her, this woman I'm thinking of, which I think is Alicia Keys. And she's been makeup free, by the way. Wow, I've spoken for almost an hour now. Yeah, she's been makeup free. So she's had no mascara on and she's just been in her natural beauty. Sorry, I'm not always good at remembering looking into the area of the camera lens so that it can look like I'm looking straight at you. I can try to get better with that. But yeah, so she has been wearing, so the Alicia Keys I've seen, I believe. I remember I've seen at least her in one photo where she was not wearing any makeup and she was looking very beautiful with her skin looking very beautiful, and she was just looking very beautiful in her natural beauty. And wow, if we all were looking like that, you know what I mean? If we all actually just allowed ourselves to look at our best but without makeup, wow, that would be really nice. I think it would be really nice if actually makeup didn't exist in a way, and if it wasn't common to paint yourself in the face, to put it like that. In a way, it would be really nice if it was just not a normal thing to do, or if no one did it, because then no one would feel the pressure that I think many people feel of putting on makeup. But the thing is, whether you feel it's a pressure in the society around you for doing it or not, you actually don't have to do it. You don't have to do anything like that. You don't have to put on a certain look. You don't have to put on makeup. I know in a way I'm not the best example of for not wearing makeup when I'm wearing a lot of makeup. When I'm often wearing makeup these days, because I've been wearing a lot of makeup in my videos lately. So I'm not showing the example of not wearing it when I'm wearing it, you know. But as you can see, if you do look at my channel, if you go through my YouTube channel, you will see that there are some videos. Aren't there more than one? At least there's one, but I believe there are maybe two. Oh, sorry, maybe there's not more than one. I'm not sure now. Sorry. Oh no. Yeah, I'm not sure. Sorry, but anyway, I know definitely for sure there's one cooking video where I'm not wearing makeup at all. No, I think there's even a little one. I just thought of one. Yeah, at least I wasn't wearing eye makeup one, but then I put on lip gloss. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so at least there is two videos where I'm not wearing eye makeup. But anyway, the point is that whether you're feeling pressure around you to do with it or not, or you feel like there's no pressure in the society around you where you live wearing makeup, it's still up to you whether you do it or not. You don't have to do it, but I'm not saying you should avoid doing it or that you have to show your natural beauty all the time and that you're not allowed to wear makeup or that it's wrong to wear makeup. And now I see it like it's not wrong to wear makeup. So I've basically changed my view on it because I've concluded with thinking that if you want to express yourself, which we are all free to do, in a creative way, for example, by wearing makeup, you can do that. You're free to wear makeup if you want to do that. You are free to wear makeup if you want to do that. You're free to express yourself if you want to do that. And like I said before, it can be a positive thing, basically. Well, I didn't say it like that, but basically that was what I was implying. That it can be a positive thing because it can enhance your own beauty. It can kind of emphasize the natural beauty that you've already got, but it also depends on how you do it. Because like I said, I think sometimes some people are wearing too much makeup. I think sometimes people are wearing too much makeup, or they're not wearing the makeup in the best way, the makeup that they're wearing. Because if people aren't recognizable, if you're not sure who you're talking to, or something like that, if people look very different, so you can't see who they are, or find it difficult to see that it's them in a way, and that they look like a different person in a way, I think that's not the best, and that's not the ideal. But you can look as a different version, and you are always looking as a different version of you when you are wearing makeup, of course. But I hope you understand what I'm saying. Like if I was putting a lot of tattoos on my face, or a lot of makeup, like colors on here and maybe under here and different places, and maybe so much that I just looked really strange or very different from my natural look without makeup, then yeah, I don't think that would have been good. And anyway, in my case, I just think it's best if you're wearing not so much makeup that it looks very, very dramatic, like as if you're going to be playing a role in the theater, I mean, for everyday use. Of course, if you're going to play a role in the theater, well, wear theater makeup then and make it look like you're in that role you're going to play, But if you're just being your natural self, you're just in your own role, to put it like that, if you're just playing the role of your own life, you know what I mean? If you're just being you and you're just living a normal life, then I think it's good to not wear a dramatic makeup. But at the same time, if you are a dramatic individual, maybe you're a bit crazy, or maybe you're like the wild side, or maybe you really like to express yourself, and you're maybe very artistic, and you are really enjoying to create a special look with your face, for example, and have lots of colors here and there, for example, or maybe you want to have lots of piercings or lots of tattoos. Of course, you're free to do that as well, and we all have to respect each other. We don't necessarily like it all. We might not feel like that's our style. It's like, it's not my style to put lots of tattoos on my face. That's not my style, and I don't agree with that for me, and I wouldn't have done that. And yeah, and I personally, what shall I say? Shall I go into the topic of tattoos now then? Oh, wowdy dowdy. Oh, it seems like I should. I mean, it seems like I'm about to, and now I need to do that in a way. But anyway, I don't want to be judging anyone who's doing anything, and I'm not saying that I am. And like I said, people are free to express themselves the way they want to. And but yeah, I think it's a bit difficult as well, that topic of tattoos, because it is also something that you are doing to your body. And I was thinking years ago that that was something wrong to do that to your body, because you're kind of ruining what you've already been given, because you cannot change that. You can't undo the tattoos. But anyway, I'm not totally sure actually at that right this moment. I mean, right at this moment, I'm not totally sure about what to think about it. I can see the camera lens there, yeah. But I can also see that I've been speaking for over 1 hour. Wow, I've been recording for over 1 hour now. Wowdy dowdy. Ooh, that's a long time. Yeah. But yeah, what about tattoos? Yeah, I think that's a difficult topic. I don't recommend people taking it, to put it like that. And that's partly because you can't undo it, You can do an operation to remove it if you really want to remove it too, but it will still never look the same as before, that area that you've tattooed, because you'll get at least a scar from the operation. But the thing is, apart from having an operation to remove a tattoo, you can't do anything about it, and it's a really risky thing to do. So that's one of the reasons I would not want to recommend it for anyone, because there's a good chance that if you do it, you'll change your mind about it later on. I mean, you can very easily regret it, because you can feel like, oh no, I don't like that tattoo anymore, or something like that. Like say if you tattooed a girlfriend's name into your arm, and then 10 years later she's not your girlfriend anymore, and you regret it, and you feel like, oh, I don't want to have that ex-girlfriend's name on me anymore. There's a lot of things like that can happen, and I've seen some crazy stories on a TV program to do with it, some crazy tattoo stories of people having gotten a tattoo when they were drunk or something like that. Yeah, so there's a lot of bad things that can happen to do with that. But in general, I don't know if I can say, or if it's right to say it's wrong. Maybe it's not something that's something I I don't know. I just don't know. I'm not sure about that. I don't know if I can say it's wrong, and I don't think so right at this moment. I don't feel like saying it's wrong. You know what I mean? Like as if it's a sin in the Christian term, you know. But I'm not using that anymore. I mean, I'm not talking about whether things are a sin or not, because like I said, I think it's a term created to create fear in people. But is it wrong? Is it morally wrong? Because then you are messing up your own body that you've been given by our creator. Mm, yeah, I don't know. What do you think? You can write comments to me about this if you want to. But like I'm saying, we are all free anyway. So in the way of the freedom, I mean, when it comes to the topic of freedom, we're all free to do it. We're all free to make a tattoo. We're all free to wear makeup. We're free to cut our hairs or make our hairs curly or whatever we want to do. We're free to shave our legs and not shave our legs. We're free to shave our armpits and not shave our armpits. We're free to choose this and that, you know. We're free to do lots of stuff with our bodies, and we don't have to live in a certain way. Sorry, we don't have to follow the norms or the trends in the society. You know, if the society tells you shave your armpits, you don't have to do that. You know, if you don't want to, you know. And I don't think the whole of, I mean, I don't think the society on the whole of this planet is saying shave your armpits, and that's just an example of an area of life, by the way. But I think many areas of this planet has a society where the common thing or the trend or the norm is to shave your armpits. I wonder actually why that thing came about. How did that all come about? I don't know if you're aware of it, but we actually have arms, hairs under our arms for at least one reason. And they're also there for a good reason. Yeah. Maybe I'm shocking you all with everything I'm saying. I don't know. Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember now. I was reading about it some years ago. That topic of the hairs under the arms, and it was saying something online about those hairs. What was it again? Something to do with the perspiration, wasn't it? Oh, I can't remember now. But anyway, it was something very positive. It was saying some things about the benefits of the natural hairs that grows underneath our armpits. But yeah, we are free to shave them away if we want to do that. We are free to do lots of different things, and we are free to not do certain things. You know, we're free in so many ways, and you can have a period of your life where you're shaving armpits, and then you can have a period of life of your life when you're not when you're not shaving your armpits, you know. And there's lots of things. I mean, yeah, there's lots of options. There are lots of things going on this planet, and there are lots of options. But I'm talking a lot about these things to do with looks and stuff like that. But these things are interesting. Yeah. They are interesting anyway. Yeah, I might share more about things like that another time. I don't know, but it's getting really on here and really late. Wow, 107 I got there. That's a really nice combination of numbers, because 1 and 7 is together 17, and 17 is my favorite number. But yeah, I've been filming for over 1 hour and 7 minutes. Wow. Yeah. And it's 10 to 1 at night, and I really have to eat and go to bed soon, so I have to end this soon. But yeah, this has been interesting. It's been interesting to be in the now and just go with the flow and just talk about different things that have come to my mind. Yeah. And I hope that whoever is watching this in the future, whoever you are, I hope that you are finding this interesting in your now moment. Yeah, so yeah, interesting stuff. I've been talking about makeup and tattoos and armpits and different things. But I do find it really interesting, and I do feel that it is important for some people like me, I mean, for certain people, to sometimes speak up about these things and point out the fact that we are actually free to do whatever we want to do. when it comes to these things, you know? And we shouldn't shame people or look down at people or talk badly of people who aren't doing the typical thing, like who are standing out in some kind of way in society. People who aren't having the typical look or the most normal look or whatever to call it, you know? Like if you can, if you see someone who is not wearing makeup and everyone around you is normally wearing makeup and you're finding it a bit strange, oh, that person isn't wearing makeup, you know? Don't look down on that person and just be happy for them and think positively about them, like that they are actually bold enough to show their true colors in a way. They're bold enough to at least show their natural beauty and in that way show their true colors, you know? But also at the same time, if you are someone who don't like wearing makeup or you think it's wrong or you think it's bad or something like that, well, think about it. Maybe it isn't bad, you know, have a think about it. Maybe you're thinking the wrong way. Maybe it's not a wrong thing, you know? Well, I don't think it's a wrong thing anymore. I used to think, yeah, I shouldn't be wearing makeup, but now I'm okay with it. Now I'm thinking it's nothing wrong or bad in it. I mean, with it, you know, I think it's all right. But of course, like I said, it's different ways of doing it, basically, I was saying, you know, and I don't agree with all ways of doing it because I think it's not good if people can't recognize you and if you're not looking very similar to your natural beauty, you know, if it becomes too dramatic, I don't think that's the best. But at the same time, yeah, you're also allowed to look in a dramatic way if you want to, you know, so it's all fine. I'm not saying it's not fine, it's just that, yeah, it's not all things that I think are the ideal. It's not all things that I think are the ideal ways of going about it, but it doesn't mean that it's wrong. Do you know what I mean? So if I see someone that has a whole load of eye color on them, like, you know what I mean, lots of makeup around their eyes and maybe really dark makeup as well, so that it looks really dramatic and things like that, you know. And sometimes that can look good as well. But anyway, if it's some kind of a dramatic look where I personally feel like, oh, I would never do that, or now maybe I'm thinking it looks very dramatic and it's grabbing people's attention a lot and it's not my style, for example. Say if I feel that, and maybe I even find it crazy, or I just think, oh no, that's too much makeup because she's drawing too much attention to herself, or something like that. You know, I might think something like that, and then that doesn't mean that, oh no, that woman has done something wrong. You know, I'm not saying it's wrong to do those things. I'm not saying that. And she's free, or whoever is like that, you know, I mean, they're all free. We're all free to do whatever we want to do. For example, when it comes to makeup. And it comes also to how we dress and things like that. But that thing about dressing is actually a very interesting thing. And that's something totally different. And on that side of things, I think it's actually very important that we are respectful towards others. And I don't think it's respectful to be showing very, very, very much skin and going around naked here and there, for example, you know. But also, if you're going around half naked and stuff like that, when you're not in your own home, you know what I mean? I don't think that's a good thing, yeah. And I think it's very good if some people, I mean, it would be really good if some people become more modest, to put it like that, because I don't think some people are modest enough, to be honest, yeah. I think there's a lot that is better just kept to yourself and to your family people or your spouse, you know? Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, maybe I'm giving you lots to think about. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, there's a lot going on anyway. But it's important anyway to make sure when it comes to the looks, I just want to say that in the end, make sure, no matter what you do, that you are portraying yourself to the world and you are showing yourself to the world, put it like that, in a way that you feel is a respectable way, a way that you feel that you are not embarrassed about, a way that you feel like you won't regret in 20 years' time, for example. And it doesn't mean that you have to look perfect or you can't look tired and things like that. Like, I'm allowing myself to look tired in this video recording I'm making here. But yeah, if you're thinking more through how you're coming across in your ways of dressing and things like that, then maybe you sometimes will be a bit more careful, because maybe you'll then think that, oh, this outfit, maybe that will not be such a good outfit to show to the world, or for me to know it's lying online for everyone to see in 10 years time. You know what I mean? Maybe if you're thinking more through it, you will realize, oh no, yeah, I should be showing less skin and I should be a bit more modest, because I don't want to regret having this online. Even if you're thinking you're looking fine and it's all okay, the thing is, there's a chance you will regret it later on. But anyway, I'm just sharing some thoughts here in the now, and I might have some other thoughts than these thoughts that I'm having this now in another now, like in 2 days time, or in 3 weeks time, or in one month's time, or in 10 months time. I don't know, but in some time in the future, well, what we call the future, I might just feel differently or think differently about some of these topics. But if I'm still making YouTube films, then I can always tell you about how my views have changed. So just remember this, that whatever I'm saying in this now moment, it's my now moment views and thoughts and considerations, things like that. But I'm not sure about everything. Like, I'm not always sure what to think about tattoos. And yeah, I've been against it before, to be honest. Yeah, but now I'm thinking it's something that people just have to decide about on their own. And I wouldn't say that it's something wrong to do. You're free to do it anyway. And I just don't want to recommend it. For example, because it's something that you can easily regret, and then if you regret it, you can't change that tattoo. It's stuck there on your body. And if you want to remove it, that's going to be a difficult thing. It's nothing easy to go through that if you have to have an operation to remove it. Yeah. But also, when it comes to tattoos, or something else I'm thinking of, but it can be like a piece of art, of course. You can make a little drawing on yourself. I mean, get someone to draw something on you that looks like a piece of art, and it can be something that you will never regret. So, you might have luck with it, to put it like that. You might see that, oh, it's gone really well. And I've personally seen some tattoos in real life, or on a photo or a video. I mean, some kind of a TV thingy where it's looked good. I'm not saying that all tattoos don't look good or something like that. It's not that kind of a thing. I'm just thinking about the thing of itself, the concept of itself. I don't think it's good for the body as well, actually. I do think there's some kind of a poisonous thing in it, isn't it? I think it is. I don't know much about it, but yeah, I don't think it's healthy. So in that way, I would also not recommend it. Not least, it's giving yourself pain. But yeah, it's not something I would recommend for health reasons, but also for other reasons. It's something very dramatic. So personally, I wouldn't recommend it. But I'm not saying that it's morally wrong, or that I would judge anyone who's done it. Of course not. And we should just love ourselves and love everyone, and we have to respect other people, and we have to respect people's opinions. We have to respect people's different views and opinions. I mean, we have to respect that they've got them. Do you know what I mean? We don't have to respect them in themselves, if you know what I mean. So yeah, we have to respect that people have different views than us when they do. We don't have to agree with them, but we have to respect their right to have their own thoughts and opinions and views. We're all entitled to our own views, and we're all entitled to free speech. Like, I'm just speaking freely of what I'm thinking and what's coming to my mind, and different things like that. In the moment, in the now, I'm saying things that are coming to my mind in this now moment. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting to look to the left towards that area where the camera lens is. Yeah, wow, it's 1 o'clock now, and I've spoken for over an hour. Wow, this will be a very, very long video if I put this on YouTube, which I think I will. Oi, oi, oi. Wowdy dowdy. Maybe I could swap it. No, I mean chop it. Maybe I could chop it into two parts. So I've got two parts. Yeah. Anyway, I really need to go soon because I need to eat and relax and go to bed soon. But this has been an interesting filming situation. Yeah. This has been interesting. Yeah. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I've talked a lot about makeup and other things to do with looks like tattoos, and I absolutely wasn't planning on it. Yeah, absolutely not. Yeah. But yeah, I do want to recommend everyone that you are letting yourself show your true natural beauty sometimes, if not all the time. I mean, if you don't want to show it all the time, that's fine. You're free to do that. You're free to put on makeup sometimes and hide away some of your natural beauty if you want to do that, like I'm doing sometimes. I don't see it as a morally wrong thing to do or something that I shouldn't be doing if I want to do it. I'm finding it okay now, and I'm finding it sometimes quite nice and enjoyable to do, actually. And I often find it that I am suiting it when I put on makeup, and I'm often finding that it's enhancing my beauty. So yeah, I'm quite positive now, you could say, to makeup, and I'm used to it again after this break I had in my life where there was a period of time where I didn't use makeup normally, where I didn't normally wear makeup. Yeah, before that, I often wore a little bit of makeup for many years. So it's been like this first this period with a little bit of makeup for many years, and then this short period of 1 or 2 years where I normally didn't wear any makeup at all. And then there's been this gradual period of becoming used to wearing makeup again, and often wearing makeup and often not wearing makeup. So I've been doing a mixture of things for a while, but then also gradually wearing more and more makeup in a way, at least, yeah, to some degree, it's been a gradual increasing of it, of the way, of the makeup wearing. Yeah. Anyway, I really hope that whoever is watching this in the future, that you're getting one or more things out of it. I hope you're getting a lot of things out of it, and I hope that you're finding it interesting. Yeah. Yeah. But I do think these things are interesting. Yeah, but what I was trying to say before is I want to just emphasize that again. I mean, one of these things I was trying to point out, and that I was pointing out before, that thing about it being good that some people like me sometimes are saying certain things that are, willing to speak out against some things in a way. I mean, sorry, not necessarily against some things, but what I'm trying to say is that I think it's good that sometimes, I think it's good if sometimes people like me are saying things like this. This thing I've been seeing, of pointing out that you don't have to do anything when it comes to your looks. You don't have to wear makeup. You don't have to shave your armpits. You don't have to cut your hair. You don't have to dye your hair. You don't have to dress a certain way. You don't have to do this and that. There's so much things you don't have to do, no matter what the society is telling you. Also, by the way, you don't have to look a certain way. You don't have to, to do with your body shape and things like that. You don't have to lose weight and look very thin. You don't have to put on weight and look very big either. You know what I mean? You don't have to do this and that. You don't have to do anything when it comes to all that. I think when it comes to the thinness or the weight, those kind of things, the main thing isn't how many kilos you're weighing or something like that. When it comes to that topic, I think the main thing is to be healthy. You have to look well after yourself. And if you're living in a healthy way, then if you haven't lived in a healthy way for a while, you might start losing weight by living in a healthy way. But the goal shouldn't ideally be to lose weight in itself, if you don't need that. But the main thing is anyway to just try to become more healthy if you're not living in a healthy way. But a side effect of living in a healthy way, in your case, might be that you also lose some weight at the same time. And that's usually something people like doing, because often people don't like it if they're having a lot of weight extra than what is their ideal weight, to put it like that. Well, if that's the case, I mean, like if people are overweight, yeah. But it's also important that people who don't need to lose weight, who are just looking normal and healthy, that they aren't trying to lose weight. And there's unfortunately people who's been struggling with things like anorexia, and that's really bad. And that's very unhealthy. And it's very important that people don't think that they have to be very, very thin, Whew. Yeah, there's so many things that are dangerous, to put it like that. We have to try to avoid the dangers when it comes to the topic of looks and how to look and how to not look and stuff like that. Yeah. One of the main things is you need to love yourself, and that means also living in a healthy way, giving yourself enough food, enough water, enough rest, enough sleep, and enough exercise, because we also need exercise. It's 1:07 now, and that's the same as 17 in a way, because the time is 7 minutes past 1 at night. Wow, yeah, it's really late. But anyway, I really need to preach, follow what I'm preaching now, put it like that, because now I've been preaching about loving myself. I mean, loving oneself, sorry, and looking after oneself. And now I have to start loving myself and looking after myself very, very soon in this now. So I think I should just end this film very soon, because I really need to eat very soon and I need to go to sleep very soon. Yeah. So 1:07, I will be ending it at this point. So thank you for listening, and I'll just have to end in a dramatic way, I think. And I'm gonna remove my makeup on my own, I think, this time. But thank you for watching, everyone who's watching. I mean, who's been watching. Thank you for watching. Yay, thank you. This is gonna be a very unique video. 1:08 it's now. Anyway, it's already turned into a very unique video with a lot of talking that I wasn't expecting and never thought and never would have guessed was going to come out of me in the middle of this night. And it ended up with a video with a lot of talking about makeup and looks and stuff like that. But anyway, I really hope that whoever you are who has watched this in the future, if you've come this far, by the way, thank you very much, and wow, well done to you. Oh, there I'm looking now and seeing the camera lens now. Yeah, well done to you. Yay, if you've come this far, wow. Well done to you if you've come this far. Yeah, wow, because it's gone almost 1.5 hours. Wow. Yeah, but yeah, I really hope, yeah, you've gotten something out of it, and I hope I've given you some good points to think about and some good things to consider, and even if it hasn't helped you much, or you haven't felt like it has been very needed for you, all these reminders, or maybe they're not even reminders for you. Yeah, sorry, I shouldn't say reminders, because I haven't told you these things before. Yeah, but these points, these things I've pointed out, these points I've made about, that we are free, we're free to do what we want to, we've got free will, we can wear makeup if we want to, you don't have to, but we can do it if we want to, we're free to do that if we want to, we can have the look we want to have, we can create our look, and we can express ourselves and make ourselves look the way we want to look. But one of the main things is that we need to look after ourselves, and we need to love ourselves, and we need to live healthily. And a way of living healthily is to eat healthily and to sleep enough. That's one of the ways you can live. Sorry, that's some of the ways you can live healthily. So that's some examples. But yeah, it's much more important how we treat our bodies and how we are living when it comes to health than how we look, actually. But if we are living healthily, whether we are wearing makeup or not, whether we are cutting our hairs or not, whether we are showing a lot of our curves or what, wherever we are doing with the way we are presenting ourselves, if we are really living in a healthy way, that will also shine through. So we will look better. We will look more at our best and more easily look at our best if we are living in a healthy way, like getting enough sleep and getting enough healthy food and getting enough water. Yeah. So I recommend that you are focusing a lot on your health and trying to live in a healthy way. And that's a very good way of loving yourself. Yeah, and we need to love ourselves. We need to love others as well, of course, but we first have to love ourselves. And I have to love myself by ending this video very soon. Yeah, because I really need to eat and go to bed soon because it's really late. Yeah, wow. Okay, it's 1 o'clock in 11 minutes after 1 o'clock. So that means 111, which is a very nice angel number. 111, yay, woo! Anyway, so thank you for watching. Hope you've got a lot of good stuff out of it. And if it's not helped you directly, or not all of it has, then maybe some of it can be of help to someone you know. You can share this video with someone you know. Like and subscribe, please, if you want to as well. That would be really nice. You can like my video, click like on it if you like this. That would be really nice. Some comments would be really nice, and subscribers, more subscribers would be really nice. But anyway, you're welcome, you're free. And share this video with someone if you've had help from it, or you think this can help someone else. And also the contents of it, you can talk about it with someone you know. You can say it to someone you know. And that, oh, this woman, she said this and this point, which is really good and important to remember. And remember, you're free. Remember that you don't have to follow the pressure in the society or looking a certain way or doing a certain thing. You can just be you, be free, and love yourself. Take care. I need to go now. Wow, it's 1:12 now. Wow. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. Go. I'm gonna go. Thank you for listening in the future. Take care and love yourself. Love yourself. Yeah. Love yourself. Take care. Love from me. Bye. Bye. Yoo-hoo. Do-do-do-do. Bye. 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 Yoo-hoo. Bye.